If you see another person that looks identical to you, run away and hide.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the Tram Podcast once again. I am here with Trey.
Yo.
I am here with Sam.
Hey.
I'm here with Cam.
Yo.
And I'm here with Cam's wife, Adriana.
Hello.
We're probably going to have a short one today for those of you that have ADHD with short attention spans. We'll try to keep it as short as possible. The topics we have today are going to be about the Mandela catalog, and we're going to talk about a special one called Thalassin. But before we get into that, let's talk about ourselves for a bit.
So how's everybody doing? How's everybody's week been?
It's been a pretty solid week.
Not a bad week at all.
Not a bad week.
Not terrible, not terrible.
I've been liking the weather.
Yes.
The weather has been nice.
With a nice breeze all week. For us who work outside,
Yes.
that's just means everything.
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 It's
I'm
a
getting
nice
a new
break.
tattoo later today.
Same.
My first Luffy one-piece tattoo.
Nice.
Hey.
Yes, sir. It's got it's Luffy's face, and then it's like a little ring of leaves, and I've got the flame fruit and the Gomu no Mi on both sides.
Nice.
Nice,
Luffy with his
nice.
Luffy Taro with the little ponytail in his head.
The
pretty
samurai shit.
Yep.
Yeah,
When I had it folded over.
pretty excited.
Hell yeah.
Dude.
Hell
Sounds cool.
yeah.
Yes,
I'm getting a new tattoo today too. I'm getting a little apple with Ryuk's hand, just like holding onto the stem.
Hell yeah.
Might get a little death note under it. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Not really sure yet. Might just think about it in the moment. I
Hey.
don't know.
Sometimes that's the best thing to do.
It's the best. Yeah.
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 Inspiration is fleeting in the moment.
Mhm.
Very, very true.
So, the Mandela catalog.
The
Mandela
Mandela catalog.
First off, what is the Mandela catalog?
It's a collection of analog horror flicks.
It is one of the most famous examples of analog horror to this day.
Yeah, Markiplier even played a game called the Mandela Invasion. I watched him play that, and that was pretty good.
There
I
have
liked
been
it.
a lot of games that have come out that have been inspired by the Mandela catalog.
Yeah.
This series online was created back in June of 2021. And
Is that recent?
it is
yeah.
it is
I
that
thought it was
recent.
older than that.
Nah, the YouTube channel
When-
was dated in
When the creator of the Mandela catalog created it, he was only 17 years old.
Wow.
He's 19 now. He almost has 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and he has accrued over 17 million views in total.
That's ridiculous.
For somebody to just started that in the process of 2 years, that is amazing.
Yeah, it is. I was watching
Kid's got
it
some
and like
fucking talent for.
yeah, the talent
creep
and like
factor.
the just the attunement and the attention to detail that went into it, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I was honestly sitting there thinking, like, knowing it was obviously made by somebody beforehand, it was pretty good with their like incorporation of real and intangible
Things.
things.
Mhm.
Like, there were a couple moments when like they did the alternates where they would just show like the lights.
Mm-hmm.
I could feel the
You
chills.
get like goosebumps and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely rose my hairs and stuff like that,
Mhm.
for sure.
Whenever I
very good at doing
heard
that.
one of the alternates talk in
Oh,
any
I
of the videos,
hated it.
yeah, I'm always
I
like,
hated it.
oof.
Yeah.
Like no sir.
Yeah, that shit will give you chills.
Yeah.
But to further explain what the Mandela catalog is, it is a fictional county in Wisconsin called Mandela, and there is an assimilation of doppelgangers that are called alternates that persuade people to commit suicide
Yeah.
Through
through what they consider to be psychological warfare.
right, which is what would
So
just like
basically,
be like kill
this
yourself.
fictional town has a group of Uchihas just running around using genjutsu on people, making them kill themselves.
Yes.
That's
Seppuku
fucking
jutsu.
And they're like aliens. or
Seppuku
whatever.
jutsu.
But since we're going to keep it short today, we're going to talk about 2 episodes. We're going to talk about the Think Principle, and then we're going to talk about Overthrown. See, the order that we needed to do this in was actually the Think Principle first, but because recently the Volume 1 of Mandela Catalog was renewed and uploaded onto Alex's channel, the Think Principle original version was deleted, so it was archived on a separate channel. Did you all watch the Think Principle?
Yes, that's the one that runs through like what you're supposed to do when you encounter an alternate. And
Yes, it is an announcement by the United States Department of Temporal Phenomena issuing an unforeseen threat.
Yeah, we watched that one. That one was one of my favorite. I think that one was really cool. They really got the like old-timey effect in there.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the government
The
style.
Yeah, like
The
that
cra-
that
yeah.
60s, 70s government.
Yeah. Like those PSAs.
Yeah, those PSAs and stuff like that.
Yeah, so, let me ask you this. If you see someone that looks identical to you,
You should run. Unless you have a...
Unless,
I love
unless
their
you're trying to
principle.
murk them,
They're
in
like,
which case, go
One,
ahead.
unless
I
you
guess.
think your pronouns are he, him, and you're gonna body that thing, you should run.
yeah.
If I got a 45 on my hip, of course, I'm gonna kill it. Because who...
I love
Of
the
course, you're gonna
it
try.
has quotations.
That
There's,
that
like,
that
infinite
does
evil.
that
Yeah,
does that does jump
if you
up
think
to
you
what
can.
think alludes to. So it is a 5-key principle. It is to tell an authority figure about your encounter. It is to hinder the alternate's movement. You need to identify the class type, which we will discuss. You need to neutralize the alternate if it is possible to do so.
Yep.
And then, at this point, we see an example of what alternates can do to media.
Know your
Because the
place.
K was kill yourself.
Oh, okay, so that was them with, like, the mirrors and the televisions, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, the whole gist of alternates is that they can manifest and alter videos and media.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
K is actually know your place in reality.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It says know your place, and then it's, like, in reality.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then at this point, that tape is ejected, and a second tape is put in. And this one is about the alternates that you encounter. And type 1 is the doppelganger, which shows mugshot-like photos of people with striking similarities to each other. Type 2 was detectable, showing the redacted angel with its signature distorted face, if you notice that.
The angel, that was the nun-looking one, right?
It's the false angel, yeah.
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 And type 3 was unmarked, showing depictions of abnormalities in people's bodies and faces.
So that was like the stretched out ones, the biological impossibilities.
Yeah.
Yes. Those are the
And the
unmarked.
upside down person.
An upside down person.
And at the end of the video, we noticed that it cut to somebody's bedroom.
Yeah, that was Mark, what's his name?
Mark Heathcliff.
Mark Heathcliff, yeah.
Yeah. It was his room, and then he turned on the light, and there was like a 7-foot tall alternate in the corner of his room.
Yeah,
And then just like that,
it was gone.
the tape ends.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
I was watching it.
what can we gather from this?
Mark is being chased.
Mark
already.
got followed from Caesar's house, right? Because Caesar thought he had an alternate in his house because it got to his mom, and he asked Mark to go turn on the cameras.
Correct.
Because they showed a note I deduced was from Mark, and it was like, it followed me home, Caesar.
Yeah.
Nobody came to help me. Why didn't you come to help me or something?
It's been
like that.
days.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's been days.
I want to see what's on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think I think the alternate was Caesar calling him.
That's what I was thinking as
I
well.
was thinking like the alternate baited him in, and then it just couldn't get him while he was in the house because he
Mhm.
shot it in the house, didn't he? He
That
shot
was
it
after he
No,
was
he,
already
he
following
didn't.
him.
He
Yeah.
didn't shoot it. He killed himself.
Oh, he killed
Yeah,
himself.
that was that shot.
That's why the alternate manipulated the media video saying "uh-oh, bad decision, Mark." That was the alternate saying that.
Oh.
Yeah, Mark killed himself
Oh.
In Caesar's house.
In his own.
in his own house.
After
so
Because
it had-
because the
followed
alternate
him home.
followed him from Caesar's house.
Okay, facts.
And then it told him things that he didn't necessarily need to hear.
But we're jumping a bit ahead.
We are.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that next time we rotate hosts. So we've got the gist of Volume 1 down. We'll talk about Volume 2 and Volume 3,
Okay.
Volume 3 is so good.
and then
I haven't seen.
we'll talk about. Actually, you know what? I think we can get all 4 volumes in. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3 through 3, and then there's 4. I think we can get all 4 of them in.
Yeah.
But for now, we need to talk about Overthrown.
Overthrown was a weird one for me.
Overthrown was
Yeah.
incredibly weird, but it does build up the setting for what happens.
The jump to like the old school biblical
Like show.
It
show,
was
that kind of threw me off a little bit.
Yeah. I
it was from
like,
a VHS tape called The Beginner's Bible.
Okay.
And as we know, alternates can change media.
Oh, okay. Now that makes sense.
So
Right.
they altered this Bible VHS, and this was like showing that they were coming.
Yeah, because
Oh.
it says in the town of, I think it was David's town,
Mhm.
is where the Christ was born, but then it says that an angel comes down, but its name is redacted. This was that angel.
Oh, okay. I remember that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That weird shit.
Yep.
And it spoke in a unintelligible language,
Yeah.
speaking
It sure
almost
did.
in like backwards and gibberish.
Mhm.
But if you watched it with captions on,
Oh,
you
yeah.
would have
It wouldn't
noticed
let us.
if
Yeah, dude. YouTube
We
would.
tried,
Yeah, I
because
went to
you-
YouTube and it was like they're not available. How many? We don't even know what the fuck he's saying.
damn.
No clue.
Okay, so
You have it though, right?
it was the captions were in binary, and I was able to translate all of it.
Nice.
Awesome.
What he says is, "I am the one true savior. I must reverse the delusion. Joseph is next."
Okay. Interesting.
Interesting.
And then he goes to Joseph, doesn't he?
And then Mary says, "Whatever God commands, I will do."
Oh, I do remember that part.
I told y'all about that when I was looking.
Yeah. That's what I was getting ready to say. I think, you told us about that when we were watching it.
Yeah. So, at this point, it shows a nighttime setting, and it is Joseph sleeping in his bed, and then the redacted angel comes up and says, "I will fool the shepherds. I will know their greatest fear. I will know your greatest fear.
Yep.
Wake up, Joseph.
Yep.
Wake up."
And then it just said "wake up" a bunch.
A bunch,
And
yeah,
that was very,
a whole lot.
very scary.
The
Made
following
me feel
day,
like I was in a dream, and I did not fuck with that.
nah, not at
I was
all.
like, okay.
Please no.
The following day, the redacted angel appears above the shepherds and claims that he is their true savior, saying he knows everything about what makes them human. Saying, "I know what you love, I know what you dread." Before his face becomes distorted and the audio glitches out. The subtitles after this event says the following: "How frozen I became and powerless then. Ask if not, reader, for I write it not, because all language would be insufficient. I did not die, and I alive remained not. Think for thyself now, hast thou aught of wit? What I became, being of both deprived."
Well,
What
What
can we
the
what can
fuck
we
does that
infer
mean?
from this?
so it's both dead and alive, as it says.
Yeah, he says, "I am dead, and I
I am
alive
alive.
remained not."
Who?
So it was a corrupted being.
Yeah.
It was
Like somewhere
someone
in
with a corrupted
between.
mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The ghost.
A ghost.
No, it was a corrupted angel, wasn't it? Because they have a lot of power.
They have immense power.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
Aren't
say
they
they're
like?
able to distort
Sorry,
like temporal and
Cause temporal anomalies and
yeah, they have to. That's a
make other beings, honestly, because there's multiple types of alternates.
Yeah.
The screen then appears to a vast flatlands with red text shown in the sky. Can't you see? I deceived them. Such weak minds.
yeah. I remember that.
Basically
It was so
showing
easy.
that the angel has taken complete control over the village that he said that he was their true savior.
Yeah.
And then there is a person that is unnamed that talks about the following events, saying, I am bound to chains on my ankles. They grow heavier with each step. The infinite amount of sand will be my tomb, and my foolishness will be my legacy. If there is a God, please help me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
The video then ends with a goofy Looney Tune
Yeah.
themed
Dun, dun, dun,
outro.
dun, 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 dun. I was like, what?
I was confused.
So, with all of this information, what can we infer happened to those people?
I would assume that they all got replaced with, or that they all died.
Yeah, they probably got
to,
wiped
to
out.
The,
They all killed themselves.
To the psychological warfare?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I would assume.
I think they all succumbed. Either that or their minds were just broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were stuck in a nothingness.
Because he did
Yeah.
say that they were such weak minds.
Yeah, exactly.
So they were easily manipulated.
Now, does that mean were they manipulated into killing themselves,
Or were they
into maybe
manipulated
furthering his
into-
purpose?
yeah.
It seems like, to me, they were mentally enslaved. Because
Okay.
it was talking about how they were bound to chains on their ankles and how it grew heavier with each step. And how they were talking about how their foolishness would be their legacy.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like a mental hindrance that this false angel caused on them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
wild.
Enslaved all of them, and probably all of the children to come.
Yeah.
So it was probably like a, almost like a kidnapping sort of thing.
But for a whole town.
But like for a whole town.
Yeah.
You're told something is one way for so long, you're brainwashed into that thinking.
Yeah.
Believe it fully.
And you believe it fully, yeah. So you're stunted. It's like putting fleas in a jar and putting a lid on it.
Mm-hmm.
They'll never jump above where the lid is. After a while, you'll be able to take the lid off because they'll know.
I just won't.
And
Jump
they just
that
won't
high.
Jump
ever
that
jump
high.
out.
I saw somebody doing that analogy for like going into school for 12 years
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like saying like we are only designed to go a certain amount before we just
Burn out.
immediately burn out.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, you use that analogy with fleas?
Mm-mm.
Yep.
Yep.
You comparing human being to fleas, bro? Come on now.
Come on, man.
We're so much more complex than fleas, bro.
And the final talking topic that we have is a very interesting one by the YouTube channel Gooseworks. It is called Blue Channel Thalassin.
It's such an interesting video.
It is absolutely bizarre.
So it's like a dystopian-ish future where they have synthetic emotions.
Where
Oh, okay.
they have drugs that can create synthetic emotions.
in
Like,
their
if
brain.
you want to be
Oh.
happy, you take a pill that makes you
and
happy.
It makes you happy.
If you want to be sad, you can
can
take a pill and it would make you
I
sad.
feel like I've seen an episode of Doctor Who about that.
But
Yeah.
at
Or Black
the
Mirror.
at
Or
the
Black
end
Mirror.
of the like normal like advert, because it's like an advert for a pill that you would take on
Yeah.
you'd see on TV. The end, it switches to Thalassin Plus, which is like completely new emotions that no one's felt before.
What?
And it was just a whole bunch of pictures of like completely
Like
changed,
distorted.
people.
Degrins, Humber, Nage, Dorselessness, Andric, Veronation, Ponish, Harfum, Kine, and Onlent.
All of those were new emotions.
My fucking.
How do you say it? Well, that was a big one.
Dorselessness?
Yeah.
Dorselessness.
Let me see if I can actually.
I think it was Ponish was the one I I related to.
Pawnish, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta see this.
Wait, we'll bring them up.
Yeah.
So you can
Pause
all
the
see it.
recording though,
No,
so that
don't
way
pause the recording.
we can get striked for copyright if we're playing audio from a YouTube
We're not-
video.
We're going to take a quick intermission. We will be right back. Alrighty, we are back. Just had to watch Thalison again one more time just to get a better understanding of it. How was it for you guys?
Dwarfishness.
Dorselessness, yeah.
Those look. I want to feel at least two of those. I don't know. Remember which ones? It was like the first and the second to last one. I wanted
Also,
to
I didn't
feel.
like being called out for the emotional
neither.
degradation.
Yeah.
didn't
I was like
that.
that was unnecessary.
Unnecessary, bro.
So, what it is Thalison, the original Thalison, is used to express emotions for happiness, sadness, anger, fear, and relief primarily. But there is a Thalison Plus, which is a drug that can create emotions beyond natural capabilities.
Yes.
And some of these create very obscure facial deformations.
And the real question is, do they last? Like, is that if you feel dwarfishness, dorselessness,
Once,
are you
always-
stuck like
Are you
dorseless?
stuck like
Are you
dorseless?
always dorseless?
I also wonder, like, if you get these new emotions, you don't know what you're taking a pill. Like, you don't know what scenario is gonna come up. If that's gonna like imprint. Like, what if a
Like,
scenario
makes
comes
it-
up and all of a sudden you're feeling
an emotion,
an emotion
that's
not normal? Yeah.
Like, what if you're Tranttiveness and you look like that for the rest of your fucking life?
No, or just like you're like making soup and like
then suddenly-
something
suddenly-
happens with the soup and you're like
You're
you're
transit.
suddenly
I dropped the
transit.
spoon.
Suddenly Tranttiveness,
You're
yeah.
you're just suddenly that.
Or like you're just going to the bathroom
and you
and
just
like the water splashes and then you're dorselessness.
and you're just there.
My belt loop gets stuck on the doorknob, like,
Yeah, and then you just
Now you're
you
cornered
yeah.
and you're just a match head.
Yep,
You're on a blind date and you go Lorik.
all the time.
You're just like
someone makes a stupid comment at
Lord.
my job.
Me at work all the time. Lord.
Lorik.
Me at work when our boss rolls up on the site and shits on us for 5 minutes to work.
Yep.
Oh man.
Taliesin Plus.
Thalison. What an
Thalison.
interesting drug.
Talisman.
Alrighty, that's...
Yeah.
Alrighty, I think we're going to call it there. Thank you again for tuning into the Tram Podcast, and we will see you next time.
See
See ya.